possession here for the Ducks. Shot on goal, put right into the back of the net. Buffalo score first. A turnover deep in their own territory from the Ducks, and it happens quickly.
Well, soccer got a big win on the road against the Oregon Ducks. 3-1 was the final there, and Shira James, of course, scored. It's almost redundant to say Shira James scored because when they play, she seems to score. She's phenomenal offensively. Back in the Stampede, voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Down here in the Thunder Shoot, Colorado football loses to USC 48-41. We've been talking about Amarian Miller, the freshman out of Vivian, Louisiana, comes out and has a phenomenal game, almost 200 yards receiving. What's the old line? Game, no game? Well, afterward, we hooked up with one of the greats in Colorado history, Michael WESTBROOK, to talk about what he saw for the young receiver.
You saw this young fella comes out here. I know you've been out here a lot. You know these wide receivers. Omarian's a guy that kind of gets buried because there's so much talent, and then comes out and does what he does today.
That's exactly true. There is so much talent at the wide receiver position that we have about 5 or 6 guys that can do what he just did. And, you know, he waited his time, and his time was today. We needed him today, so he showed up.
You know, players and coaches always talk about, you know, like you said, when you get the opportunity, make the most of it, right? This is exactly what you guys refer to all the time.
Exactly. When it's your time, you have to walk the walk. You can't just think about it and talk about it all the time. When they call your number, you got to perform. And we talked about it last night.
He's a big guy like you. He's 6'2", 6'3", big, strong kid. What are you looking at physically? What do you see?
You know, he's a beast. He was tired. He was exhausted. He wasn't used to this kind of action. I could totally tell. I was up there laughing because I'm like, that boy is exhausted. You could tell, like, when he catch the ball, he started moving slower and slower and slower. But that's what happens. Over the next few years, that's going to change.
Talking with Michael WESTBROOK here, one of the great Buffaloes of all time. You know, this is a loss today. We know this game's about winning, but still, what Colorado did, competing with one of the best teams in the country, coming from behind, what does this say about what Prime's doing here?
We could have won that game. They're doing a phenomenal job, and people are terrified right now because of what we're doing and how fast we've done it. The future is so bright for us, it's insane.
Kind of fun being a Buff again, eh?
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Always great to catch up with the great Michael WESTBROOK talking about Amarian Miller. By the way, we shouldn't forget about the defense in this one as well. The unit played very well in the second half, and we connected with linebacker Juju Mitchell after the game.
That was a heck of a college football game out there today. Yes, we're here to win, and you want to win. 48-41. How do you guys come away from this game there, Juju?
Man, it was definitely motivating. Like, that second half, that second 30 minutes, we came in that half, and we said, once again, it's about us. We got to go out there. We got to play. We got to keep our eyes on the right spot, and that's what we did. I truly believe we came out that second half like we did the first half. This wouldn't have been a game.
Yeah, I think so as well. What changed at half? It must have been one heck of a halftime speech, but also Charles Kelly, the defensive staff, you guys were able to make some alterations, start to see some things out there that became effective for you, right?
Yeah, definitely just keeping our eyes on the right spot. We say, yo, let's just calm down. Let's just calm down. Identify what we got every play. Let's talk, communicate. I know you've seen the hand signals. We was on the same page, and that second half was very uplifting.
When you've got a guy like Caleb Williams on the other side, and you and I talked in the pregame about him and about how tough he can be to defend, you know, I think as the game we're on, you guys begin to figure things out. You've got to be incredibly disciplined against a guy like that, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. So on the back end, we just got to match up, plaster. We knew he was going to scramble. We wanted to get pressure in his face. He's not real good with pressure coming from the inside, so that's what we did. Our front seven played their ass off. I'm so proud of them. In the back end, we just got to win one-on-one matchups. Big-time football, big-time plays.
And I think you guys were a better tackling team today, weren't you?
Yeah, definitely. So you didn't really see that many yards at the contact. Players making tackles, flying around. They're going to make a play, but like I said, it's Power 5 football. That's Caleb Williams. He's a good player, and we just kept fighting, and I hope y'all seen that today.
Hey, Juju, why didn't you tell me about Amarian Miller? He was going to turn out to be a star. Where did he come from, man?
Amari from Louisiana. That's my young boy. Man, he just be sitting there, waiting for his time, and his time came, he shined.
Well, that's the thing that we hear about in football all the time that you players and coaches preach, right? Wait for your opportunity and take advantage of it when it gets there. He's the epitome of that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm proud of him. All the players, I'm proud of everybody, how they fought. Like I said, this is just year one, and we're going to keep stacking, keep building.
All right. You didn't win, but you gained from this. Now you get a chance to go on the road, and the first 5 games was a brutal schedule for you guys. Now you got a chance to go on the road next week, Arizona State. You come back, you got Stanford, you got Arizona, you got some of these other teams, UCLA. It's a chance now, after these first 5 games, to really start making some hay out there, right?
Oh, yeah, it's time to take over. It's time to take over and win out, period.
So there's a bit from the defensive side. Juju Mitchell. Buffs end up falling 48-41 to USC. Heck of a college football game. They're now 3-2, 0-2 in Pac-12 conference play. Next week, we're going to be in Tempe, Arizona. 4:30 Mountain Time game. Coach Bobby Passamento and I are going to hit the air at 2:30 with the Buffalo Stampede pregame show. Wonderful game. Too bad they couldn't come out with a win in this one, but the needle is pointing in the right direction with Coach Prime of the Buffaloes. That'll wrap up this week's Buffalo Stampede. I'm voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. We'll talk to you next time.